It is my pleasure to welcome our new anchor for the 5, 6, and 10 shows on Monday through Friday right here at News Channel 10. Lindsey Stiner will be my new partner.
Hi.
Coming up very soon, and we're so excited to have you. Tell us a little bit about yourself. You're from the area, so that's awesome right there.
Yes, I am. Born and raised in Amarillo. I am a Randall Raider graduate. I went to Amarillo College not once, but twice for 2 different degrees. So I really love this area, and I'm really glad to be part of the team and part of your team. We're going to be partners in crime now.
That's fantastic. So you're a Badger backer not once but twice. You enjoyed it so much the first time, you went back a second time?
I did. I loved everybody so much, and just the college experience, I decided to do it twice. Yep.
Well, you have been in the industry before at previous stations here in the city. What was it that drew you to journalism? Was it something as a youngster you thought this is what I want to do, or did it kind of come later in life?
Yeah, so I had, I think, the dream that every teenager had when they wanted to be an MTV VJ. And I decided, you know, going to New York and taking over Carson Daly's job was not going to work. And I started reading the book, All the President's Men. And I fell in love with Watergate and what the journalists did and how they held the Nixon campaign and presidency accountable. And I really realized at a young age that words matter and holding people accountable matters. And I wanted to lend my voice and talents to our local community in that.
Yeah, as a teenager, I'm giving myself away there, when Watergate happened, I remember my dad really watching that with a lot of interest because it just gripped the nation at that time. That's interesting that you would fall back on something of somewhat recent history that really interests you and kind of took you over the top to get into the business.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I just think it's really an important part about journalism is being able to give out the facts. People can make their own judgment, but also holding people accountable for those facts.
I get the feeling, and I think that you and I think a lot alike on this, that, and we've been around the news industry long enough to know that, you know, local really wins viewers, and I'm thinking that's kind of what I feel, and I do believe that's what you feel is right as well, right?
Absolutely, and you know that's why I wanted to come to News Channel 10. Is they're all about local, all about the community, and that's my favorite thing. I love our community. I've grown up here, I've worked here, I interact with the people. I love the special needs community and getting out and interacting with our community, and that's what News Channel 10 is all about.
And you talk about the special needs community. You have a direct tie into it with your son, Ryder, is that correct?
I do. So I worked in the business in the Amarillo market for about 15 years, and then my son was born. He's 9. His name's Ryder. He's a little firecracker and super sweet. I love him to death. He's the best. And of course, every parent says that about their kids, right? So he was born with ocular albinism and nystagmus. So he has a visual impairment. And at that point, I decided shortly after his birth, you know, maybe I'll step away from the news for a little bit. And I actually went back to school and I got a degree in occupational therapy. And so I've been doing that, and that's where my ties to the special needs community is. I do anything for Ryder. I love Ryder, and I love that I went back to school to learn those skills and then carry that over into helping our pediatric community.
I see with you that you follow your heart, right? I think, and I say that only because, you know, you found out that you wanted to be a journalist, so you kind of followed your heart. Your son, you kind of followed your heart with getting into a different industry after you left TV. Now you're back, but that's kind of the way I see you, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think that's very endearing.
Oh, you're getting to know me so well already.
Right.
That it would be a very accurate description. I do. I lead with my heart, and I love hard, and I love my people hard, and I love the community hard. So yeah, that's a good description.
Okay, I'm not trying to embarrass you, or myself for that matter. Tell us about how you've come to this point to come work at News Channel 10. What was kind of an overriding factor? I guess you were comfortable in your previous job. Why jump back in the ring, so to speak?
Yeah, 2 very different occupations, right? So what brought me back is a really good question. I think Anybody who works in journalism, it's a bug that bites you and it never really goes away. And
Right.
right? And I just decided that maybe now was the time, and this opportunity came up, and it goes back to what News Channel 10 stands for. They're part of the community, they're local driven, which I believe what is local news needs to be about, is representing the people, showing what's happening in our community.
Some of your interests and/or hobbies. Do you want to break that up? Do you have an interest and a hobby, or they combine?
Yeah, they all combine, don't they?
Right. Yeah.
I love to work out. You and I have talked a little bit about our similar hobbies of health and wellness. So get me on a bike, get me working out, lifting weights. I love that. I love going to the lake. During the summer, that's where you'll find Ryder and I. We love to swim, wakeboard, kneeboard. I love it. It's a lot of fun. So.
And you're so young, you can still get away doing those sports. Me, I don't know if I want to do that. A little too dangerous. Although I do cycle, so there's always an inherent danger in that. You said you may take up mountain biking?
Yes.
Okay, so
yeah.
I do the road and you may do the mountain biking, but they're all the same.
Right. I hope so. Maybe a little bit of endurance testing, but I definitely am going to be asking you for all of your tricks and trades for that.
Right.
Maybe I won't get too beat up and bruised, right?
Right. Well, I know I've gotten a couple of people into cycling here in the newsroom, so they haven't come back at me yet, but that's exciting. So anything else you want to add as far as undertaking this new part of your life?
Sure. I'm really excited. I'm thrilled to be in the Amarillo community and being on a different platform to go out into the community and interact with people and tell their stories. So.
All right. I'm very excited you're here.
I'm excited too.
All right, let's
We're going
go.
to have fun.
We'll go get them.